Welcome to Rauta. This video is done in commercial collaboration with our sponsor, Steelfest. Hails from Spain and welcome to American Progressive Metal Album Review. This is very fresh from the oven called Turrigenous. I don't know exactly about the pronunciation. This just reminds me of the old, was it Commodore 64 or Amiga 500 game Turrican 1 or 2? Great games, by the way. Action platformers. Now, be this may, this one is called Vesper, the Evening Star, and this album actually came to me via the band contacting me about checking out one of their songs, which was a video track where basically the bands played and little graphic elements were added to the one. And I was like, okay, this is not my cup of tea. Basically, I'm not a big fan of progressive metal, but there was something which kind of got me attention. Partially it was the lyrical content plus the graphical material, but also I kind of like when in artists are very talented with their instruments, beat singing, bass, drums, guitars, what have you. And as such, it's kind of like, okay, I gotta check out this band. Send the CD and we'll judge it. We, me, my both sides of my brain. And here is the band photo. So maybe my video game comment is not that far off. Really didn't expect this to happen and take place, but be it as may, it's an interesting thing. Because like I said, like probably a lot of you know, I've been an active video gamer since the 80s when I got my first computer in, I guess, ripe age of 11 or so. And that was more than 35 years ago. Yes, I'm that old. And anyway, this one indeed isn't exactly typical Rauta content. There are no lyrics, by the way, included. I don't know why. Why not? Because I think these guys with the proper pronunciation and all that stuff, and having that kind of interesting takes might have deserved. But what do you know? Anyway, here's the band on Metal Archives. As you can see, this is from Long Island, New York, one of my favorite cities in the world. Really, always loved New York, though never been to actual Long Island. So here in the Metal Archives, they said it's technical progressive metal slash rock with thrash metal influences. Now, with this album being fifth, I really couldn't figure out those trasher parts, but what do you know? Maybe it's referring to the earlier ones, which I haven't heard, so really can't compare Vesper to whatever the band was doing previously. Now, this band has been here for more than 20 years, and it kind of shows they're experienced, and this comes out not only in terms of production and how they handle the instruments, but also compositions, how they're made. I mean, the point here is these guys know what they're doing, and then it's up for a listener if he or she is up for the kind of a progressive songwriting and approach, being technical and all. Now there are death metal growly parts with the vocals, which might be a little bit too much for people who are just, I want to experience my progressive metal in the soft ways, like Dream Theater, but less metal, like let's not go brutal. And then you have these growly parts, which is going to make people shit their pants. Well, probably not, but the point here is might take a little bit of getting used to when it comes to the vocals and all. Now, running for more than 1 hour is quite too much, and I guess it's going to be too much with the exception of people who are into progressive metal and who don't care if an album or, a song runs for 30 minutes straight and like, hey, this is just full of progressive ideas. I'm not gonna say it's not a challenging task to like this album because that would be pretentious. Giving this like 3 spins might not be enough because this kind of album could really be a grower. But would anybody really want to hear this review after like 4 years of intensive playing? I wouldn't first of all have the time, and by the time this would be old already, outdated and all. So let's just stick with the initial ideas, much like those reaction videos. You have to be ready to comment right away what do you think. And I'm commenting this now after 3 spins. So more than 3 hours with the album spent, I could say, yes, it's nicely produced, the vocals are good, both the clean one and the growly ones. But this also makes me think, are those growly ones really needed? I mean, they're probably just, drive some fan base away from it because, they're probably looking for some kind of a softer approach. And then again, it's not like death metal guys are going to like this for the death metal parts here. They are quite marginal anyway. So in the end, it comes back down to these very facts. This is a progressive metal with technical parts. It's exploring technical aspects of, be it bass lines or guitars, and I like that approach. I like that these guys are not letting you go easy. I mean, it's almost like an opposite of, this kind of a basic radio-friendly rock pop music where tunes, melodies, whatever, you have simple. You have very simple tempos and, tempo mechanics, drums like din 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 din. This is like, fuck that shit. Let's do something more technical. Let's go progressive. Let's explore what we can do with our skills and talents. Let's just go beyond the borders. And that's where you have the challenge. Are you able to make those songs interesting enough while maintaining the certain level of technicality and all that stuff? So maybe this is for fans of Dream Theater and the like. You kind of have to embrace the more progressive and technical sides of the music in order to just like it. Now, since I'm not exactly from that territory, I am a little bit divided with this one. On the other hand, I like the grooviness, the natural flow of things here on this album, even though it runs for more than 60 minutes. And it's not given that I like this kind of stuff like that much. It actually reminds me a little bit of one of my favorite Swedish groups, Evergrey, with their latest albums. I mean, they are kind of quite progressive and all that stuff, but they are also more AOR-like. And as such, it's more like they have more melancholy, whereas Turrigenous is more like, let's just be fun with it. Let's go with the groove. It's not exactly dark. It's not moody. It's not evil, but it's not like super happy bubblegum pop music either. So it's right in the middle, and that might be kind of a I don't know how to put it. That might be also the problem of things because it's not really driving to any general direction. It's more like let's just stay in the middle. Let's not piss people off. But when you don't really annoy anybody, are you really affecting anybody either? That's the question which this album is asking me, and I'm like, I'm not sure. But on the other hand, these compositions, like I said, they are pretty well weighed given the rather challenging genre, and given that this is technical of nature, it's still actually quite approachable. Once again, because of the skilled artists, but also their really, really nice vocals, and I prefer the clean ones on albums like this rather than the black metal, death metal approach with, other genres. And overall, this is on the good side of things. But this could be a lot better. Maybe if there were less songs, maybe if they're more focused, maybe if they had I don't know, certain kind of a mood. Be it dark, be it happy, whatever. So, I don't know. This, in my opinion, is lacking a little bit focus. But then again, like I said, I'm not really a progressive metal fan, so maybe it's just my wicked, twist, crooked opinion or point of view how I feel about progressive albums to begin with. Then again, that being said, Evergrey has those similar things, just more moody for, middle-aged guys like me. So maybe there's that. Anyway, all that being said, if you feel you're in for a progressive slash technical approach in metal, give Vesper a go. And if not, well, at least now you know about the band. 5 albums in, they have something interesting going on. Check it out or check it out not, up to you. And links will be, as always, found in the description box. So click and see for yourself. Listen for yourself. Thanks and bye.